Despite the lack of love that Marvel's Avengers has gotten through most of the media, I'm here to be the first one to tell you this is not a bad game. So let's go ahead and go through it. Alright, so to start off, let's go over the story real quick.
Let's get the dropship and get gone, before AIM brings the big guns, literally.
I quite agree, sir. It's safe to say Dr. Tarleton would relish the chance to dance on your grave.
Thanks, Jarvis. Now I'm stuck with a mental image of George doing the robot on my headstone.
Apologies, sir.
So the single player campaign for Avengers allows you to play 6 different heroes, ranging from Iron Man to Captain America, Hulk, Thor, God herself, and a fresher face on the scene, Miss Marvel.
He's a smart guy.
The best.
You should head back to the Chimera.
So the majority of the story revolves mainly around Kamala's growth and maturation as a hero, as she also assembles the remnants of the once known guardians of society, the Avengers. I've heard she is very true to her comic book counterpart as an utter fangirl of her favorite superheroes, and I can honestly believe it seeing how truly adorable she interacts with all of them.
Seems like the big guy doesn't like Monica very much either.
I do not have much data on the shared emotional relationships between Dr. Banner and the Hulk.
Could be he's like a bloodhound who can sense bad people just by smelling.
I'm not sure he'd appreciate the comparison.
Don't care.
The story does well to show the Avengers' relationships with each other, slowly revitalizing as this teenage girl with honest passion helps them remember why at heart they still are who they once were. The final boss fight was a bit lackluster, but overall it wasn't too shabby. Either way, the ending of the game is really just the beginning.
No way.
So after you complete the game, you enter a continued game state in which you are still allowed to choose missions from the war table, but instead now your missions are a bit different and over the long run can get pretty repetitive. The good news, however, is there's about 8 to 10 different kinds of missions and they span over multiple regions. You also have faction missions which reward you with faction XP, which is useful for the rewards you get for leveling up your faction rank. The game at this point pretty much turns into a looter, and while many people say it's a mess, it's really not. Honestly, the only problem I have with the loot system is that they didn't explain it very well to begin with. Loot can be acquired through mission rewards and also by chance through defeating enemies. Every piece of loot has a power level and also 1 to 3 side categories in which you use to buff up your characters. The side categories enable you to play the game however the hell you want to play it. You want to be super tanky Thor? You can do that. You want to be the ultimate brawler with Black Widow? You can do that too. You want to say fuck defense and strength and just throw big ass rocks that can fucking nuke enemies with Hulk? There's also the skill trees for each character, which can also aid your builds, and besides from default upgrades can be changed at any moment through the character menu. There's a lot you can do with each character, and mind you, it took me at least 20 hours to get my first character to max level and unlock all their skills and masteries. So that being said, how about we get to the sex? Yeah, so if you can't tell, the gameplay is fucking fun. Although Black Widow is easily my favorite character and has some of the flashiest moves, all the Avengers have cool shit that they can do and are fairly fun to play. People call it a hack and slash, but honestly it's not very true. It is pretty simple, but the combo system with the characters are all pretty damn nice to experiment with. Also, spamming square won't get you anywhere because dodging is a key mechanic the higher you go. Also, this isn't one of those games where enemies will attack you one by one. Niggas will jump you in this. You will get hit.
The big guy went down! That's out!
Luckily, the AI in this game is pretty damn good at the game. They mostly dodge well, defend objectives, and make sure that reviving you if you go down is their top priority. Now, I won't be the one to sit and lie and say this game didn't have problems, but the key word is didn't. Past tense. Launch day, the game had hella bugs. Luckily, most of the bugs weren't game breaking, they were just goofy shit you could walk or eventually phase out of. I'm talking to you, Warbot. Bitch. Thankfully though, since then, many of the bugs were patched within like the first couple weeks, and I haven't had any real glitches since. It also crashed on me twice, but I don't hold it against it because it hasn't happened since literally the first week. So all in all, while the game's launch was admittedly pretty faulty, I believe the true value of the game lies within its content, which let's not forget we already have confirmed will be added onto not only within the developer's weekly war table, but also within the long line of free DLC that we're set to receive over the next year. So if I had to give the game a rating, it's going to be a solid 8 out of 10 for me. I'd give it a 9 if it wasn't for the launch day files, but in total, you have a game with beautiful graphics, fast fluid gameplay, content to keep you around, and a cool little story with well-known characters. That being said, fuck you, IGN.
Some chill shit. We go 0 to 100, nigga, real quick. They be on that rap to pay the bill shit. And I don't feel that shit, not even